Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
boom.
unnecessary.
You kidding me? You can't be out of range? What?
Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here with what I consider the battle of the tournament. This was in the quarterfinal rounds, I believe, and it involved Air Runner up against J.K. Rico. Two very strong players, guys that I have a lot of respect for in the Total War Troy community. Johnny Rico here is playing one of his best factions. He's playing as Penthesilea, and Air Runner is playing with Dardania. And Air Runner, if nothing else, is one of the craftiest and most intellectually smart Total War Troy players I know. He always manages to bring armies that surprise you, and he always manages to perform much better than anticipated with it. For instance, he brought archer chariots. He brought light archer chariots against Penthesilea. He brought Dardanian chargers and renowned Dardanian sword fighters. He didn't bring any shields whatsoever. He brought a Harpy Fiend. He brought 3 Dardanian rabble. He brought a heavy Trojan chariot. He brought a Warlord Warmonger in his chariot. And then he brought a Savage Centaur Warrior, Centaur Champion. Sorry, there's another rabble over here. And I already mentioned the Dardanian Sworn Fighters and the Dardanian Chargers. The entire time I was casting it, I thought these guys were the Dardanian Defenders. Boy, was I wrong. These are very expensive Chads, but they are still Chads nonetheless. Meanwhile, Johnny Rico's Penthesilea army is a combination of Hippobakoi and Horsewomen. He also has a Fighter Ravager hero in her chariot. He brought 1 Daughter of Ares, he brought 2 Labrys infantry, he brought 2 Stigonores. I thought that was an interesting pick. He brought a Harpy of his own, and he brought a Spartoi. So, let's get into this battle. It takes a while for this for the maneuvering to get going. I picked this map because it has mostly open territory in the center. You can see that the archer chariots are going to trade fire with some horsewomen on the run, and they're going to continue to do so. He's also got the Harpy Fiend's ammo coming out here at them. And Johnny Rico is doing what he does best. He wants to waste the enemy's ammo, and he also wants to try and pull his opponents out of position. It's really the best way I feel to play with Penthesilea is to use your cavalry and try and get the best engagements you can. Taunt your enemies, yank them into engagements that they don't like. Air Runner is too crafty of a player to fall for most of those efforts. And as you can see, the Horsemen have taken plenty of damage as a result of all of this crafty play. The Archer Chariots, though, moving up really far forward, getting to a position where they might actually be in danger of getting nuked by Harpy's Javelins, and they just don't even know it. He wants to try and get up here and spend some of their ammo and punish the Spartoi and Daughters of Ares, but they're a little bit too far forward, and Johnny Rico is quick to react to that. And he brings his cavalry back here, hoping he could just go ahead and eliminate them quickly. Air Runner turns his chariots around as quickly as they can, and he's going to fall back this way. Really well played maneuver, but it's going to still cost him some damage. He does get caught by these horsewomen that immediately destroy one of the chariots in the unit, and there's still plenty of models left. Air Runner is going to go ahead and bring in some Dardanian rabble to meet the cavalry engagement. They come in huge numbers, and the rabble is actually enough to slow them down. Look at that. Look at that. The rabble intercepts them and just stops them in their tracks, and the archer chariots are going to be able to escape to live to fight another day.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Air Runner's going to go ahead and bring up his Savage Centaur Warriors and Centaur Champions now, but he realizes that his rabble have done their job. They've died. That's what you bring them for. It's not that fair of an engagement. He's going to have to fall back with his Centaurs. All the while, he's going to be shooting at them with the Archer Chariots. Now, I always say on my channel, you don't bring Archer Chariots because they're archers. You bring Archer Chariots because they are chariots. And honestly, it's an interesting choice against Penthesilea. Why do I say that? Because Penthesilea's infantry is only medium. The only heavy option that Penthesilea gets is Spartoi, and Spartoi is an okay unit. Now look at this, the Fighter Ravager gets in here, it's going to start demolishing the Archer Chariot unit, but it was tasty enough of a bait that it got the rest of the cavalry engaged. They're going to get in here, give a quick hit and run, but they know they have to run because guess what? Here comes the horsewomen, here comes the Hippobakoi. And so far, with these cavalry engagements, you can see that they are ultimately favoring Penthesilea. because Johnny Rico is still able to successfully single out units and eliminate them and remove them from play. All the while, Air Runner is going to start moving his infantry forward. He knows he needs to defeat the Thessalian infantry corps, but Johnny Rico is content to engage with his cavalry and pick the battles. And because he sees all of the infantry moving this way, he's going to have opportunities to attack the infantry as they move, and that's what he's done. Air Runner is regrouping, and he's also bringing his cavalry around because he knows he's going to have to support his infantry from attacks just like these. The archer chariots, they regrouped. They're still trying to use their ammo to the best of their ability. Let's look at their impact. They just spent the last of their ammo. They only have 7 kills, but they did manage 2/3 of an XP chevron. Okay, so that's a dead Dardanian rabble. Air Runner's going to turn around his Dardanian chargers, his other rabble, rather than engage the Thessalian infantry. He's going to try and chase off the infantry corps, cause as much damage as he can. And even the rabble actually managing to kill a couple of horsewomen here, very admirably so, but they're still going to break. It's way too much horse for them to handle. So he's going to go ahead, I think he just gave them an order to fall back. And that is exactly where he's going to be putting his chariots and cavalry, because he now has a cavalry advantage in this engagement. J.K. Rico will fall back, and he's going to move up his cavalry. Meanwhile, here comes a very interesting matchup. We have renowned Dardanian sworn fighters up against Labrys infantry and Harpies. Watch this engagement. Labrys infantry get in here, huge hit, and immediately the morale is just plummeting for the renowned Dardanian sworn fighters. Air Runner tries to pull them back as soon as he can, and they're just going to get beat up for this. Chewed up for it. It might have just been better to let them stay in the engagement, because the Labrys infantry are going to mow these sworn fighters down so long as they're routing. Meanwhile, on the other side of the battlefield, look at this. The Amazon cavalry really getting a little bit swarmed here, but they are perfectly capable of falling back because they are very slippery as they are on horseback. Dardanian chargers managing 4 kills here with their javelins, 0 kills with this one. Spartoi and the Daughters of Ares have activated. They're getting in here now to help clear out Savage Centaur warriors and other infantry units. The Stiganoris have moved up. What did I say about the Labrys infantry? Chewing apart the renowned Dardanian sworn fighters. And the Harpy Feeds are going to have to fall back as well. Dardania is mostly disengaging because he just can't get the engagements that he wants. Not with the cavalry out here threatening every inch of the battlefield. Johnny Rico really using the cavalry to the best of his ability and providing constant pressure, constant threat with his cavalry. Let's look at some kills here. 27 kills and 86 on the 2 horsemen. The Hippo McCoy with 19 and 57. His hero with 72. Air Runner's hero with 10. And his cavalry, let's see here. We've got 0 kills on the Savage Centaur warriors. Wow. We've got 7 kills on the Archer Chariot. We've got 6 kills on the Heavy Trojan Chariot. And the Centaur Champions, only 8. Meanwhile, the Infantry Corps of Thessalia is, they have their pick of the litter, and now that they see the Savage Centaur warriors coming in, they're going to, meet that challenge. This renowned Dardanian sworn fighter did regroup. Stiganoris are still in position to help out, and actually, the Centaur Champions didn't even see them there. And it was a little bit, they might be able to escape, and they sure did. They also see the Hippo McCoy coming. They need to get out of there before the Stiganoris catch them. They were on spread in charge. Man, oh man, oh man. They could have dealt a huge blow, but Air Runner was smart enough to turn them around at the last second. The battle was looking very much in Thessalia's favor, but there's still plenty of Dardanian infantry left to go. How often do you hear me say that? There's still plenty of Dardanian infantry left to go. It is their modus operandi, and they're very good at it. Daughters of Ares, 75 kills now, with the Spartoi trying to chase out this heavy Trojan chariot. But here comes the Centaur Champions, the Savage Centaur warriors. But not to be outdone, here comes the rest of Johnny Rico's army. Cavalry just swarming this. Both players are throwing Harpy javelins into the fray, so you can see their discouragement happening all over the place. But Johnny Rico activates the blood sacrifice, adding that morale back to his army and the extra weapon damage. And sure enough, his forces are going to obliterate the Centaur Champions. The Savage Centaur warriors did manage to get away, but these heavy Trojan chariots are done at 42 kills, and the Harpies are now going to retarget the Harpy Fiends, try and use their ammo to eliminate that unit. There is a horsewoman that got caught out over here chasing the archer chariots, and sure enough, Johnny Rico is going to react to that. He felt he's done enough to the heavy Trojan chariot. He's going to go ahead and send his cavalry Keep them together, keep them safe, keep them attacking the units that they can easily kill, like Rabble, like the Hero's Chariot. Harpy Fiends, if he can get them. Look at this, Labrys Infantry with 76 kills and 85 kills, continuing to mow down the enemy infantry. This is a masterclass in how to take Penthesilea against Dardania. Every bit of this battle has been Johnny Rico's to lose. He activates a Terrify on the Dardanian Chargers to rout them and keep them routing. And now he's got problems, though. His Hippopotami, they finally started reaching the ends of their lifespans, and the same goes for the Horsewomen. And there's still plenty of Harpy Fiend Javelins in play here. They're going to go ahead and rout off this Hippopotami, and Dardanian Sworn Fighters are going to help escort them off the battlefield. But, the Savage Centaur Warriors over here are chasing off a couple of Horsewomen that just broke. The Harpies trying to provide supporting fire with their Javelins, but they're about to be attacked by the Warlord Warmonger. It's at this stage that the hero for the Penthesilea has been dismounted. He's activated Ares' Rage. He's going to fight on foot and just try and carve through as many Dardanian charges as he can. He still has 12 Spartoi in the field. Man, that's Spartoi with 105 kills. This Labrys Infantry with 127 and counting. And this one with 114. Really, they get into the Harpy Fiends, but the Harpy Fiends are no slouches in melee. Here comes the hero to try and turn the battle back in his favor. Meanwhile, Savage Centaur Warriors are engaged with these Harpies, but they're losing. And we do have a regrouped Horsewoman coming out here, but they're probably not going to be able to defeat these Savage Centaur Warriors. Maybe they can with the support of the Harpies. Here comes the regrouped Dardanian Charger trying to get in here. And here comes a regrouped Hippopotami charging uphill to get into this battle. Blood Sacrifice activated on the hero. This might be the end of the Warlord Warmonger's Chariot here, as he's engaged by the Hippopotami. But the Hippopotami are trying really hard to rout these renowned Dardanian Sworn Fighters. Johnny Rico activates his Aristea. He's got to get some healing back on his hero. And here come the Harpy Javelins. Terrify activated as well. The Aristea, removing the cooldowns, is going to remove this Dardanian Charger from the battle prematurely. Harpy Fiends still carving down troops. 130 kills and counting, and they still have ammo to use too, but the Harpies are using their Javelins to try and rout that same group. And here goes look at all of the buffs stacked on as a result of Blood Sacrifice, the Aristea, and Ares' Rage. Just an absolute beast of a hero right now in this Fighter Ravager. Here comes the Warlord Warmonger, trying to wrap up, getting back behind the Stiganoris, who are looking at double-digit kills, close to 40 for both. Dardanian Chargers regrouped, charge downhill, get back into this throw, catch some Harpy Javelins, and it looks like the Harpies... The Harpy Fiends, they're broken, exhausted, routing, taking all sorts of damage. Dardania really looking haggard, but still has a very healthy hero here. Not very well rested. He gets a nice, excellent rear charge in, mows down his Stiganoris, and routs it. And meanwhile, Dardania just lost the last of one of his units in there. I think it was one of his, I think it was actually a Dardanian Charger, lasting until the last possible second. Now he's shaken. His army is routing. He activates his Aristea at the last possible second. He hops off his chariot as it pops. It was the best times. I gotta pause it here. The balance of power just 2 seconds before he activated his Aristea was 2/3 in favor of Dardania. Now it's swinging in Dardania's favor. That was the best timed Aristea I've seen, and now he has tools that he can use. He has to hope that his units will regroup, that they can provide some impact to this battle. Harpies are now running uphill. They're going to try and chase off these renowned Dardanian Sword Fighters, make sure they don't come back. But they also are going to throw their Javelins and try and eliminate the Harpy Fiends, because the Harpy Fiends just came back. He activates Ares' Rage on the Fighter Ravager hero for Johnny Rico, and this puts him into Unbreakable, and Berserk causes fear. But look at this, Stiganoris routing. He realizes he needs to just kind of stay away from that Warlord Warmonger hero and just wait out the Aristea. So he charges uphill to attack the Harpy Fiends instead. Look at this. The renowned Dardanian Stormfighter still in the distance, about to regroup. Harpy Fiends exhausted, getting pummeled. That hero, Pain Barrier activated. He's charging uphill. He refuses to be ignored while he's in his Aristea. And look at this. There it is. He just activated it. Last second he could possibly have waited. He activates Taunt. This makes the Fighter Ravager hero go out of control and will not rout. As a result, that fighter has to stand and fight. He can't rout. He can't manually run away. He has to stand and fight, and that means he's at risk of dying, even though the Harpies are here, even though the Labrys infantry are here. That Labrys infantry, the 150 kills, look who regroups in the distance. Renowned Dardanian Sworn Fighters. Air Runner has made the calculated choice. Keep them out of the fight. Don't let them fight. Hope he can kill the hero before the taunt ends, and then cause enough of a shatter to win the battle. He's also regrouping the stamina on his Renowned Dardanian Sworn Fighter. Is his hero going to be able to do it? There's only 184 morale left on, or health left on that hero. Big hit from the Fighter Ravager, but look at this. The Warmonger wins, kills the hero, and watch the morale effect from losing the hero impact the Labrys infantry in particular. The Harpy's still doing just fine. He's going to go ahead and activate his Renowned Dardanian Sworn Fighters to charge the tired Labrys infantry, and because of the morale swap, and boom, there goes the shatter. And then the Harpies will soon follow before they could possibly kill the Warlord Warmonger. And that was a win for Air Runner, literally down to his last 2 units, with some of the most brilliant hero plays that I've ever seen in multiplayer competitive Troy. Wow. Let's look at some of the statistics. Huge numbers coming from the Dardanian Chargers and this one Renowned Dardanian Sworn Fighter, and for the Harpy Fiends. Harpy Fiends are a beautiful unit. Their javelins kill and cause fear, and their swords kill. And and the hero just really clutching out that victory at the end with the well-timed Aristea, with the well-timed taunt, and 138 kills for this Fighter Ravager, 138 kills for this Labrys, 160, and his cavalry doing the work. Still not enough to secure him victory, and that was the I mean what I said when that was a masterclass in how to play Penthesilea against Dardania. But you can never count out Air Runner. He will find a way. He will find a path to victory, and that was one heck of a fight. Ta-ta! I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.